Hi friends, I have another craft for you today. Today we are going to do a picture tile. So I've made this one into a coaster, but I don't think I'm going to use it as a coaster. I think I'm going to get little easels and put them up on make a little series of them up on my mantle. But anyway, I'm going to show you how to do it. You can get a tile from Lowe's, Home Depot, a craft store. They're not expensive. And then you need a picture. So I did a black and white picture. Here's my tile. Let's get my workspace out here. So my tile has a little bit of brown on the sides. So I am going to paint the side a little bit. So let me get a little bit of paint. So it's like an unfinished side. So if that's what you have, it's just a little bit brown. So I want to take care of that. So I've just got a little blotter and I've just got white acrylic paint. You know me, I like chalk paint. That would work great too. I just don't have any at the moment. Gotta go get me some. Used it all up. Make sure you don't get it on the top. It'll dry super fast. This is a simple craft, but you might want to spend some time in between, keep some time in between your coats of Mod Podge, that's what we're using, to dry. So I have a heat gun. I kind of speed up the process a little bit, but hair dryer will do the same thing. Or just do it and let it sit, go do something else. Let it dry and come back and put another coat on there. So that's it for this. And we'll let it dry. I don't need any more paint. So then what we need is some Mod Podge. I'm using a matte finish. You can use water resistant. You can do waterproof, even the dishwasher proof. They've got all kinds of Mod Podge. Flat, matte I should say. A matte finish, not glossy or a glossy finish. It's whatever you want to do. I am using a matte finish, and I'm going to finish it off with this matte finish spray to seal the whole thing. I'm putting a sealer on it. So my picture is 4x6, 6x4, 4x6. But my tile is a little bigger than 4x4. They do make longer tiles, so it's whatever you want to do. I'm just cutting the picture to size. What I figured out was there's 4 of my staff friends, all of us together. I could only fit 3 of us on this thing. So poor Danielle got kicked off. But in my second one, Judy gets kicked off. Sorry. So that's what I learned. The finished size needs to be roughly 4x4. So if you're getting 4x6, you're losing a couple inches there. So either use a picture that's not so close up. This is a selfie. Use a picture that's not so close up. Or cut somebody out of your picture. That's what happened to me. I did not put me in the center just to make sure I stayed in that picture, but it worked out that way, didn't it? Mod Podge time. So I already cleaned off my tile because the tile can be dusty. So I already did that before I turned on the camera. My sides are already drying. I'm going to put the Mod Podge on the actual picture itself. You can put it on the tile. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do. I'm putting it on the picture. I want to make sure all that's nice and covered. A nice thin coat. My picture's a matte picture, but it's still on photograph paper. It drops. So it's thick enough. I'm not gonna warp my picture or anything. Then I just center it on there and hold it down. It's a little slippery. Holding it down. Make sure it's centered where I want it to be and keeping it held down. I will show you something here in just a second. All right, I'm gonna use my heat gun. On low, not too close, and just speed it up just a little bit by drying. These things get crazy hot. I don't know if you have one of this. It'll melt plastic. I bought it strictly for my crafts. Actually, it was a gift. But it's for my crafting. And I was trying to dry, I was making a snowman out of a water bottle, I think. I was trying to dry it faster because I had painted it. Warped it. So that stuff is really hot. So let me show you something real quick. See if you can tell the difference. See these two? So this is before the protective Mod Podge is over it. It changes the texture of your picture. So you have a couple of options. One, I love it on black and white. So it makes it a little less crisp than your original picture. But it's got an old time feel to it. Antique feel to it. I love it. So, because I love that, I'm putting Mod Podge on top to protect my picture. And use it as a coaster or on my easel, on my mantle is what I'm going to do. But if you don't like that, effect, get some really good protected spray. Just get clear, get matte or glossy, whichever one you prefer. Make sure it's waterproof and use a few coats of that and you won't get that same effect. All right, but I like it, so I'm gonna put it on. So if you choose to use Mod Podge, go from one side to the other in even strokes because it'll give you texture. We're using the foam brush so we don't get like bristle strokes. That's why we're using a foam brush. You don't want little bristle strokes on here. So, I told you to go real smooth from one side to the other, right? Yep, that's not what I'm doing exactly. I'm just trying to get a base coat on there. Now, I'm going to go smooth from one side to the other to make sure my lines are smooth. You'll see it when you're doing it. And make sure your ends are nice and sealed. And then you either wait or you don't wait and you use a hair dryer or a heat gun. But you want to put a few of these coats on. My sides are already, the paint that I put on the side, by the time I was talking to you and getting my picture together, was already dry. So, that's nice. But anyway, you can use a heat gun and add your other layers. Or you can let it just rest, go do something else, come back, put another layer on. That's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. After you have put all your layers on of your Mod Podge. So, I'm only going to put 1 to 2 of my sealer on. So, I am going to do 3 layers of Mod Podge. I will not make you sit here and wait for that. But I'm going to use 3. And then I'm going to put 1 to 2 coats of this. That's how this one's made. So what's on the back? Adhesive cork. So cool. I picked up a sheet at the Dollar Tree. I'll show you how I cut that off, how I sized it. You can measure with a ruler the inside of this. It's got the back has little squares on it. You know, this is supposed to be for like a backsplash or something, not necessarily crafts, but you can measure this back and cut it out. But if you're not too concerned about it, look at mine. Mine looks pretty good. Just measure it on here. So what I ended up doing was I put this down flat. I laid my coaster on it and I made it center, right? And then I pulled it down. You can't see it that way. Let me flip this way. I put it on top and then I pulled down my coaster off of the cork, adhesive cork, to see how big I wanted it. I don't even know if that makes sense or not to you, but I squared it and then I took it down just a little bit diagonal and cut it off. So, or use a ruler. That works too. I'm eyeballing this one because I already have one mark. So, got it with my nail. I know I want it this far out. And I've already got one mark. This is the cut that I took out earlier for my first coaster. So I'm just going to continue. Cut's super easy. Here's my mark I made with my fingernail. And now I have a square one. Look at that. It's not perfect, but it looks good. Let's see if it's actually, this is my one that I've already done. Let's see if it fits. It fits just fine. So cool. You don't even need glue to put this on. It just peels off. The little white part peels off. It's got great adhesive. I mean, that buddy's not going anywhere. Just peel off the sticky, peel off the protected piece of white paper, stick it on your picture, and you're finished. Your tile. So this is a picture tile. You can use it as a coaster. Put the cork on there. Or you can hang it up, even if you wanted to hang it up, or put it on your shelf or mantle, and it turns out great. You can also do this with color. I just wanted to do it with black and white, but you can do it with a color picture. You could also do it with a printed picture. It doesn't have to be an actual photo. But we're doing photos today, so there you go. All right, that's it. Some great ideas I hope you have. And I hope you make your own. And we'll see you next time. Bye.